Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome to your March 2020 love reading. It's Rena here. Sorry about the lighting. It's just a weird time of day, I guess. It really is a weird light. Okay, this is the Ethereal Visions deck, and I'll show you the back of the card if you can even see that. Okay, now I'm going to pick one more card for the... You know, it's so funny because there are certain cards I don't end with. I try not to end with... I'm just gathering these other cards here. I try not to end with reversed cards if the... I'm going to pick one more. If this one is reversed, then that's it. I'm just going to have to accept it. I try not to, because it's not just a question of, you know, whether something's negative, but because people like a sense of resolution. And it's like when a card is, you know, opposing a situation, it feels like there still needs to be a resolution. But it is what it is. I'm not going to just keep picking cards. But you know what's funny is I'm getting this very strong message. This might just be for like a fraction of people about the sign of Leo, which is your opposite sign. So if you have a relationship with somebody, now this would probably be more on the like anti side than anything else. The readings that I have been doing thus far, you're the last sign that I'm doing, and obviously I have taken a little bit longer to do my readings, but I've been recovering from the flu. I have recovered now. And so just some of these cards, it's like, wow, you know, but I've been doing like for single people too, but this one, it really almost seems like it's for a specific set of individuals. So we'll see what happens. The heart of the matter is the Six of Wands, which is a card of, you know, feeling proud of your accomplishments and maybe even outside of yourself. I think that might be a laurel wreath, which was a symbol of victory. So I'm not quite sure about that. So the point is that this may be that your career is going gangbusters or something along those lines. And so you may be just very, you know, proud of yourself, what you've done. Maybe you're getting a lot of positive strokes from it. Not sure. The Six of Wands connects to Leo. So it can be that this is a Leo person as well. This is the central theme of this reading. So whether it's your own, you know, career achievements thus far, or whether it's coming from, you know, contact with a Leo, that's awesome. Doesn't, you know, it's a positive card, in other words. What we're talking about in the past is the Devil card. So now I just want to say that the Devil card could be connected to this card. Even though this is positive, what if that person is a Leo and they are not good for you? Because even if, you know, Leo being your opposite sign, even though an opposition is considered a stressful aspect, when it comes to relationships, it is still considered compatible because it's in the element of fire, and that is compatible with air, and you're kind of on the same page in a lot of ways. But there are temperamental differences between Aquarius and Leo, and that may be where the conflicts arise, and I can see it with some of these other cards. So in the past position, we have the Devil card, which can be about the sins of the flesh or the pleasures of the flesh that become, what do you call it, oppressive, where a person begins to, they have like an addiction, some kind of a compulsion. So if it's something along those lines where you have triumphed over some addiction and now you've emerged victorious, it could be that. But I have a feeling it's related to a person who may have hold a lot of attraction for you, but not necessarily is good for you to be with, because of what they represent or what you represent together. This could be like somebody that the relationship is primarily a physical relationship, or if there's some material gains to be had. This is the card of greed, so it could be something along those lines. Somehow that the two people are together for the wrong reasons. And the higher message is the Five of Wands, which is a card of conflict. So this is something that I think is often observed by people in these types of relationships, where they can, and some people who are not very savvy about relationships will not understand what's going on. In other words, but I don't think you would be one of those people, because you tend to be more analytical and can connect the dots. But some people who are kind of more simplistic can just be like, gosh, I just don't understand. We have such great sexual chemistry, but we fight so much. I wish we didn't fight so much. And they don't realize that's because you have a one-dimensional relationship. You're just basically are having a sexual relationship. You do not have deep affection for one another. So you're not connecting on a soul level. You're connecting just physically. And it's, some people get blinded by that, and I guess that makes them think that they are in love or something like that, when it's really being in lust. And so that is there to show you, if there's disharmony on a regular basis, then you know that something is wrong. And the thing is with Aquarius is you have to be willing to look at that, because it may be easy for you to kind of dismiss these kinds of things because it doesn't get under your skin right away. But then it gets progressively worse, and then by the time that it does, then you're like, whoa, this is really bad. So what crosses you is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a card, because of the financial angle, this means that somebody is not financially independent. And so going back to that Devil card, perhaps you're with somebody, if you are with a literal Leo, they are very generous. But here's the other thing. I think that the Devil can be a narcissist. So you may be with somebody who is using money as a tool to keep you trapped in a relationship with them. This does not sound like the typical Aquarius. Aquarians tend to be very, very independent. But again, You know, this is the beauty of the natal chart, you know. Where is the moon? You know, what sign is the moon in? What house is in the moon? What if somebody has the moon, the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Pisces in the 7th house? Well, they're going to be, or in the 12th house, they're going to be much more emotionally needy, if you will. And so not everybody, you know, an Aquarius could easily have Venus in Pisces, Mars in Pisces, and be like very you know, have tendencies towards dependency in some way. The devil, by the way, did I say the devil is Capricorn? Because I just wanted to, you know, mention that, because I see here that it's coming in as the Emperor, which is connected to Aries. But I always think it should be Capricorn. I just realized he looks like Santa Claus. But this is a card of, it's funny, they give him like almost a, it almost looks like a cross. But anyway, yeah, it looks like they, I think this, yeah, see, they have like the Aries, the ram. So I guess they're trying to give a little hint there. So in March, the sun goes into Aries, and this is the beginning of a whole new cycle for all of us. So that might be timing of when things start to turn around for you. That's going to be March 19th. We have a new moon in Aries on March 24th. This is going to occur in the 3rd house of Aquarius. So that's a mindset. You know, how am I going to live in a different way? How am I going to think in different ways? The Emperor, though, is about getting your shit together, being in control of your life, having order in your life. It's number 4, which is a number of order, or, well, you could say structure, stability. Yeah, I don't know if it's a number, if it's officially the number of order, but it should be. So that kind of thing may be the beginning of your sense of being free. You know, if you do feel like the Devil card, that you're kind of tied to somebody very strongly, that could be the beginning stages of freeing yourself. Now, I did pick, like I said, I kept trying to get something that wasn't, and I just kind of finally gave up. The outcome is the Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, the Queen of Wands, again, is a sign that I associate with Leo, but it's, I mean, I'll have to, if anybody knows about esoteric symbolism in the tarot, and you know about this specific card, they always draw it as the sunflower, and, you know, which should be Leo. And it's supposed to be connected to Sagittarius. So if you have any information about this discrepancy, I'd love to hear it. I feel like what I feel with this card is that there is somebody who's temperamentally out of control. Now, I would like to say this is a female. And this is somebody who's full of themselves. So this is a narcissistic tendency. This could be like a mother. Now, this mother may think that they still have control over you. How does this deal with a love reading? Well, if you're single, going back to those upper cards, perhaps you're getting pressure to settle down, and your career is going too great for you to do that. I'm going to read these cards, and these may make sense to a select few, so please forgive me, but it's worth my while to do so, because trying to just tie it to everybody isn't always going to work. And so if you're single, just understand that you have the right to live your life, and it means that if it takes you longer to find the person who's right for you, don't allow pressure to undermine your sense of pride of what you have accomplished. Don't let people who may not have enough going on in their lives try to pressure you to do something that you're not ready to do. Whoever this Queen of Wands individual is, she may be trying to assert herself. The Devil card could indicate some kind of a relationship. Maybe it was with a third party. And maybe the Queen of Wands in reverse is the ex of your ex, or the soon-to-be ex of your ex. And they are still trying to thwart things. And here's another card that is Leo, the Strength card, but it's in the reversed position. So if this person that you're dealing with is a Leo, maybe they're not being honest brokers. Maybe for some reason they are telling you things. The mythical wife who is like a complete biatch and doesn't understand him. Maybe she doesn't exist, or maybe that's a false characterization of his wife, or her wife. Her wife. Yeah, it could work. Her wife. Whoever. The reason I'm assigning gender is because of the them being court cards, but it really ultimately doesn't matter if this is a general reading. And so I picked, and also be careful of anyone who you get involved with who saps your strength, who kind of drains you, because it could be a sign that you're with a toxic individual. And the last card I decided to pick was the Ten of Cups in reverse. And this is the disruption of a family, on the emotional level. So this is something that obviously a person wants to avoid. That can come about because of one thing that mushroomed into a whole, bad thing. So when people talk about infidelity and things like that, there are many reasons why it's not a good idea that have nothing to do with standard morality. And I mean, when I say standard morality, I'm really talking about it as it connects to religious teachings. It can hurt other people that are not connected to you and the person that you're dealing with, the people around you, the other spouses, the children. And you have to question, the need for happiness at the expense of other people's happiness. And again, I'm not saying that you're doing this, but in case there is somebody out there for whom this makes sense, because, the Devil card is one of the first cards I got, so that kind of indicates something that is forbidden, something that shouldn't necessarily be. And it's like every card I picked was reversed, that it was like, no, this is not happening. Don't try to look for the silver lining. This is just not a good idea. But again, this is kind of an unusual one. You're the last sign that I did, and I, you know, I figured I might get like a lot of cards that would be, I could read for a lot of people, but it seems to be very specific here. So I hope that this made sense to at least a few people. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.